Good morning. 11:04 down here, and I guess it's the same up there. There's all kinds of stuff floating around now on the news. One of the big things you see there is that people are trying to say, this is why the Democrats lost there. This is the why that I know. I haven't got an idea. I got a pretty good idea why they lost. I believe there was I'm not going to say there was any corruption or anything like that. I just think that the pollsters were wrong and people pay too much attention to them. And that happens all the time. I think people want to see them, but they vote. A lot of people vote. And I mean this seriously. A lot of people vote because they think somebody's going to win. They like to vote for winners. They like to tell everybody, well, I voted for a winner. Well, I voted for him. Yeah, he won. Yeah. They have no idea what he did, if he's good, bad, or indifferent. They vote because they see the polls and they want to be a winner. Okay. Now, what's going on the international front? You have China and Russia watching South Korea's turmoil. Because South Korea is a huge ally of ours in that part of the world. And, those two countries, as well as North Korea, would love to jump all over anything bad happening in South Korea. So we should be watching that too. But, Trump's probably too busy eating mashed potatoes on his Big Mac. So I doubt if he's got time to do anything like that. I don't think he watches the news too much, unless it's on Fox. I think he said he watches Fox all the time. I don't know about any other news channels. I don't know how he can hate MSNBC because he doesn't watch it. Okay, next up, I got the Hegseth, if that's his name, the Defense Department person. He's got a drinking problem. Okay, so he walks into the interview and tells the Republican that is interviewing him, I won't drink anymore. I quit drinking. You don't have anything to worry about. I'll stop drinking. Okay, I'm an alcoholic. All right, and nobody I ever met with alcohol problems just walked away from it without some sort of help someplace along the line. And I'm not talking about AAA because I'm not real fond of AAA. I talked to a psychiatrist, shrink, social worker, whatever he was. I don't know. That was the deal we had. This was done in a hospital situation. So I sat and I talked to him and I asked questions and I was in deep therapy and it worked. And it helped me. It helped me a lot. Because you have to go to the beginning, the first drink. Why did you take the first drink and then go from there? So him saying he's just going to walk away from it, yeah, it's okay until you get to a really, really, really stressful situation. Then you're screwed. That is going to come out and bite you in the ass, So I would not count that as a promise that's keepable by this man, because he hasn't exhibited any restraint as far as his personal life goes yet. So we'll have to wait and see with that. Okay, next up, Trump is going around saying that, or somebody's saying for Trump, that Trump never wanted to get rid of the Affordable Care Act. Well, at least not by that name, okay? When it was called Obamacare, he and the Republicans, that was one of the things in 2016 when he got elected the first time, that he was going to abolish, and he asked the senators to do it, and I think they sent him 3 bills that couldn't get past kindergarten, okay? And so they couldn't come up with a better bill. And I said that when they got all excited, when the bill was first passed and they got all excited about it and wanted to cancel it and all this and tried everything they could to get rid of it. I have no problem with you guys wanting to institute something else. There's no problem with that. but it has to be better to some degree. If it's not cheaper, it's got to be better overall coverage. It's got to be better something. But to bring something that's not even as good as the Affordable Care Act into the conversation is bullshit. I'm sorry. Pardon the language. Screw it. Bullshit. Okay? Because nobody's going to vote for it. It's political suicide to take away somebody's health insurance. It's like Social Security. If you want to remove Social Security, you have to come back with something that pays people equally amount, the same way they're being paid now. If you took away my Social Security, all right, I'm broke. I have no income. I'm 78 years old. I'll be 79 next month. I got no income, all right? That's why I live in Colombia. If I had a good income, I'd still be living in the United States, with or without my wife. But I'd still be in the United States. You know, I like that country. I love that country. I love where I live. Walk out the backyard and go fishing. Can't do that where I am. I haven't been fishing since I got down here in, 2012? You know? They fish around here, but nobody wants to take me, so I have a policy that's screwed in at some point in time. Right now I couldn't walk the fish, so I couldn't even sit in the boat long enough, and I couldn't stand up in a boat, but that still doesn't mean I wouldn't want to try it. So yeah. He wanted to get rid of it, but he couldn't do it. But he did. But he is right if he uses the words, I never said I wanted to get rid of the Affordable Care Act because it's not named Obamacare. That he wanted to get rid of. He hates that man. That man's picture shows up on TV and his stomach tightens up, which is probably a good thing, you know. But anyhow, moving right along. There is hope for all us geriatrics or whatever they call us, old people out there now, you know. Lucy, come here. Say hello. Come on. Here she is. She comes to say hello to you. There is a Lucy, okay? So, I don't know. I'm gonna be doing a couple things to the website. Or to the videos. One, I think I'm going to change the photo that shows up when you look it up. The gorilla giving a finger, I think I just might put my face up there or Lucy's face up there or something like that. You know, we'll see. Or at least every once in a while I'll change it, you know. Sort of getting bored with looking at the monkey looking back at me, just giving me the finger, you know. I had to do a little artwork to that so that it was different than the original, so therefore I can't be called copying it. So I don't get in trouble. So, but if I use my own pictures, I can't get in trouble. So, but if you want to see the fat guy, you know, okay, I'll do that. That's it. Lucy said goodbye. Sorry. If you want to see Lucy every day, I'll get some good photos of Lucy up there. All right. So anyhow, we're always talking about geriatrics. I don't know whether that's right. Old people. That's better. I can say that. There is it's considered to be the oldest wild bird ever to give birth is an albatross named Wisdom, who is 74 years old. I never knew they lived that long. I have no idea how long an albatross lives that long. I know they spend most of their life over the ocean, you know, so just hovering, and they don't come to land very often. And there are some stories about them being bad omens for sailors and stuff like that. I don't know. Bird looks cool to me, you know. But anyhow, this bird just found a new boyfriend and laid an egg. So, you guys better keep condoms handy, you know what I'm saying? This old age thing is, you never know. Oh, I don't know, although I don't know how old the bird was, they don't say. I'm assuming not even quite that age. They're much younger. But anyhow, I'm happy for her. I'm happy for any kind of wildlife that succeeds. It's something that, something like that, longevity. That's like the problem with dogs, I had a cat that lived 20 years. Last 6 months went real good, and I might have not done the right thing by him, but he was convinced he didn't want to leave yet, so I did what I had to do. I had a dog after that. I can put that picture up someday if you want. That was Antonio was the name. I have videos out there, Antonio and I, stuff like that. Oh, excuse me. And I cover a multitude of things. And she was adopted. She was a Labradoodle. And the best we can figure with her is that I've only had her 4 years. That part I know for a fact. The rest of her age thing I don't know. I've been told she was anywhere from around 10 to about 8 or 9 to almost 12 or older. The doctor that looked at her when I adopted her said she was about 8 or 9, so that puts her about 12 or 13 years old. And everything just gave out one day, and I miss her. She was as much as I love Lucy. That dog was special to me. But that dog wasn't my dog. That was my wife's dog. She would follow her anywhere. She'd track her down anywhere. Lucy don't care. You go outside. Lucy chases squirrels, not people. Okay, so that's that. I don't have anything else to talk about right now. Football game tonight. Who's playing tonight? I think it's the Lions and the Packers tonight. Let's check that out real fast. Schedule. Yeah, Detroit and Green Bay. That should be because Detroit's got the same record as tied with the same winning percentage and record as the Chiefs, 11-1. So that's interesting. It should be a good game. I'm going to go with the Lions. Goff is more experience in these kind of games. Won a Super Bowl, played in the Super Bowl, I think. I'm not sure. But anyhow, he's a fairly good quarterback if you can keep the pass rush off of him, just like everybody else is. They're all the same that way. Because it's a passing game. It's not a thinking game anymore. I still like the philosophy that Lombardi had, the coach of the Packers, one of the greatest coaches in history. The Super Bowl trophy's named after him. No matter what coaches have done afterwards, like Shula or Bear Bryant, or not Bear Bryant, but Hallis, Shula. They're not in the same ballpark, apparently, with Lombardi. I'm more familiar with Lombardi as a motivator because when I was taking courses in college, my social psychology professor, sociology professor, gave us a couple of videos of motivational videos that he had made using some of his players. So that was very interesting. I'm more familiar with him than I am anything else. But anyhow, I like his philosophy was, he would make you could practice the same moves all the time, same blocking assignments and everything like that. And he had I forget what he said. He had 9 running plays and 4 or 5 passing plays for Bart Starr at the time. And the deal was that he felt that if you did everything right, even though the other team knew what you were going to do, if you do everything right, you're going to beat the other team. But you had to be almost perfect in it, and that's what he taught. And I find that still could be applied today. I mean, it's like these, but they're more importantly looking for the future, right? And the problem with that philosophy is you have to have some very, very good offensive, defensive linemen to be able to put Lombardi's playbook into play in the NFL, But that's, how it goes, apparently. It's the NFL. It's all about excitement, because watching the Packers could be boring, All right, that's it for me today. We'll see what happens tomorrow with the game. If anything exciting happens later on or anything like that, I'll be back. But usually I don't get any instantaneous news, so, Oh, you did see the story about the healthcare guy getting shot. That's about 3 days old now. I don't see any news there except that this guy did it. He trained himself as a hitman. He had a silencer apparently on the weapon. It doesn't look like he planned this really well, including his escape. So I don't know where he is. They don't know where he is or whatever. They've got some video of him, but I don't know how much they can uncover that way, I don't think he's going to walk around in the same clothes anymore, but we'll see. You never know. These guys are not always the brightest people in the brightest bulb in the box. Yeah, that's it. Okay. Listen, hit the like button, please. And also, please subscribe. Doesn't cost you anything. It just gives me a little bit more of a push into the YouTube world. I get a few more perks or something like that. We'll see. All right. Ciao.